It's the last one of Metopia 2024. And you got me to deal with here. I'm really sorry. Anyway, it's a good one. We have an amazing chef joining us today. You might have seen him if you've been here for a few days. He was cooking whole hog barbecues in the middle of the outside area here. Joining us all the way from Charleston, South Carolina, we have got Hector Garate of Palmira Barbecue coming on stage to teach you all about his barbecue. Yeah, what's up, Chef? How are you?
Man? What's going on, man? Good to be here.
So, Hector, how's the last few days in London been? It's been hectic, right?
Yeah, it's been great. We've been going through the motions, basically getting here, building the pit, designing the pit all the way in the Carolinas, and basically bringing it up to scale. It took us a whole day to build it with the help grade of Metopia. And then from there, we built it, and then early in the morning, we started cooking the hogs. And it was literally back-to-back, 5 hogs, then 5 hogs. So it was 10 hogs in total. So it was like pretty intense. We only slept like 4 hours in 3 days. So,
And so you were tending. So, tell us a little bit about whole hog barbecue. I mean, Hector, we're going to learn a little bit more about your background and Palmira Barbecue, which, can I just say, was it in the last few weeks? It was literally like the last couple of days you got voted by Texas Monthly to be the best barbecue in the USA.
Yeah.
And then Southern Living Magazine, the best barbecue in the South.
Yeah.
So, come on. This is royalty right here, guys.
So
This is a serious pitmaster we have with us in attendance, so we're very, very humbled to have you here. So yeah,
Thank you.
Tell us about South Carolina, the Carolinas barbecue. It's a little bit different from like briskets and sweet barbecue sauce, right?
So in South Carolina, direct heat is king. So we cook whole hog, and the traditional way, there's many traditional ways of cooking it. Depends by the region in the specific part of South Carolina. For us, I have my own techniques that I develop and the way that I cook it. We also use different seasonings where we cook in the hog at different times of the process. We use sofrito. The one that you guys tasted the last few days, it was a combination with Don right here. And it was the Sovieto, we call it. It's like a Puerto Rican type of combination of lemongrass, sofrito, and all the spices. It's all direct heat. We also have hash and rice, which is a really famous dish as well in South Carolina, and we also cook that with the arroz con gandules, which is a Puerto Rican dish, and we combine it all together, and that's what we decided to serve.
And so the process with whole hog is a little different, just loading like what you might call like a stick burner, where you've got like 2 compartments that kind of look like big old gas tanks next to each other.
Yeah.
You've got like trash cans full of oak that you're burning down to coals, and then you're shoveling them underneath the... Yeah. You're putting a little bit extra in the shoulder, a little less in the loin, I guess. But it's like pretty back to basics,
it's a little bit more risky. I guess it's more room for mistakes compared to like an offset smoker, where you have the thermodynamics of the smoker. You have a chamber. That chamber has an exchange. That exchange goes and then hits only like the heat. You got 3 different type of heats that go through, and then that's how mainly they cook in Texas. That's what you see. With the direct heat component, we have 55-gallon drums. We burn the wood into really hot coals. We shovel them into specific areas of the hog and different times of the cook. And the point is to cook the shoulders and the hams at the same time. The whole animal, then the belly, it will radiate the heat and cook because it's thinner. So you can definitely overcook parts of the hog. So it's a little bit more of a challenge to be able to cook a whole animal all at the same time than cooking a brisket or something that only has 2 muscles and you can flip it. And still a challenge to cook a brisket, but the whole hog definitely it's a lot more challenging.
A technical piece of cooking for sure.
Yeah, you have to know. You have to go by feel too. So you cannot just thermometers are good. That's a good indicator, but nothing's gonna beat feel and doing it over and over and over again. Going by feel is always the best thing you can do. Trust your senses.
Amazing, man, amazing. And I think that's Metopia through and through. Like the reason that this festival exists is because we can bring over incredible chefs like Hector and Don coming all the way over from the States, but also, I don't know, I've never cooked a whole hog barbecue at my house. I haven't got enough friends, sadly. Palmira River, man. But whether it's a whole lamb asado or it's we're cooking 10 hogs on a pit, open pit in this like traditional barbecue manner it's amazing. Like that's why this festival's here. So thank you so much for coming over. And so let's talk about Palmira, man. Like I want to know about you. You were just telling me in the back, like this guy has basically got the the list of important barbecue regions under his belt. His parents or your grandparents are Basque. You grew up in Puerto Rico, and now you're cooking in the American South. Like, 3 of the most important barbecue regions in the world, and Palmira reflects that, right?
Yeah, it does. I mean, we do use different techniques, generational, and it passes through generations, little things that somebody leaves behind through generations. And I got that with my great-grandma, Palmira. She passed away when she was 102, and I get to cook with her and in the kitchen and everything. And those things, like, I wanted to, honor her and name the restaurant after her, and now you see her name everywhere, which, it's
That's cool, man.
It means a big deal to my family. So, yeah,
Sick, man. God, let's raise one up. Raise one up. That's awesome, man. So Palmira, how long have you been open you're in Charleston, right?
Yeah, I'm in Charleston. So the operation itself has been 4 years in the making. The restaurant itself has only been open 6 months.
Okay. Oh, sorry. So best barbecue in 2 publications in the States in 6 months of operation. I mean, that is pretty amazing.
Thank you.
And so if I'm coming, what's my meat plate? What's my platter when I come in? What am I going to expect to taste of? If I'm going all in, man,
all in.
Yeah. Tell me.
We will do beef cheeks. Is a big. We sell a lot of beef cheeks. We go through 14,000 pounds a month.
14,000 pounds.
Yeah, so that would be one of the biggest, the thing that sells the most. We also got beef ribs, we got the whole hog, we got the hash. The slaw's really good. The Puerto Rican beans as well, they're really sought after, so a lot of people get those.
Is that the
brings a lot of
gandules? Or?
No, there's not gandules. It's like red beans
okay.
With sofrito, tomato sauce. It got spices, sazon, adobo. Brings a lot of flavor and balance to the platter if you come and get a whole platter. And also, I would say the arroz con gandules too is a big seller. And just barbacoa. We do a lot of barbacoa as well. In a tostada, you get the crispy element with different sauces. We also do a direct heat chicken that people love. It's really good. We brine it, and then we cook it. We smoke it, direct heat, and it's just freaking, it just goes everywhere.
Delicious, man.
The juices is so good. Yeah.
So you have like that. You have that like. The traditional like South Carolina, it's like a vinegar. People like a vinegar.
Yeah, the vinegar. So the vinegar is a big thing for us. Like we use it on the whole hog mainly, and we also use it in the chicken. The beauty of Palmira is it's truly a combination. A platter represents like the story of Palmira, basically, of like how we developed to where we are now in 4 years. So it's like you can see it like how it developed throughout until we got to the restaurant. So you got 3 different styles that marry together, and it's mainly because I obviously got inspired by Texas. I'm in South Carolina, and I'm Puerto Rican, right? So I saw the techniques, how useful they were, so I use it for the best. Depends what type of meat I'm cooking, I will use that technique to get the best result. So if I'm cooking beef or cold smoking sausage or anything like that, I will do indirect heat, which will be an offset smoker. We got 1,000 gallons, 26 footers that we cook in. And if we are gonna cook hog, chicken, or any pork steaks or any other protein, we will serve justice and cook a direct heat, and then you get that backyard kind of cooking element. So yeah.
I would say probably like for a British audience, like we don't know like a ton about Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Like so like tell us about Puerto Rican barbecue. Like how's that influence? And like Puerto Rico arguably has a claim to being one of the first barbecue cultures in the world, right?
So so the Taínos, which was the indigenous tribes that were in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and other places around in the vicinity. The word barbecue comes from the Taíno word. Obviously, it's barbecue, and then got translated to barbacoa, and then barbecue as we know it now everywhere else. But they started cooking fish and other, different type of birds and all that back then. But that culture, obviously, when the Spanish came and the marriage of Spain and all that with the Taíno and African culture created what Puerto Rican cuisine is now. So we see a lot of lechon, which is like also like whole hog. We have a lot of pork base. Everything's pork in Puerto Rico mainly. We got the arroz con gandules. We have on longanizas, blood sausage, all that stuff like morcilla. It's really prevalent. Like you see that a lot in a table.
It's amazing that like kind of Latin influence, like it's spread across the world in barbecue culture, right? Like so like Pinoy, like Filipino barbecue, you're gonna have lechon.
Yeah.
You're gonna see the longaniza sausage, like in other parts or like like in Brazil and places like that. You have that like a version of a similar thing, and it's funny how it kind of like disseminates across the globe.
Yeah.
from a similar thing. So talk us through like what we're gonna eat today. That's the benefit, right, of being at the cutting room stage. All the meat bucks are gone. There's no more aged steak out there, but what we have here is still some delicious food. What are we gonna eat?
So today, we have arroz con gandules, which I made in this Yeti skillet right here, and it's a great skillet. It cooked it really good, and from there, it has a lot of elements, Puerto Rican elements on here. It has the sofrito, adobo, sazon, the pigeon peas. I flew in 100 pounds of rice, Puerto Rican rice. I was looking like I was trying to smuggle rice into the UK. I almost get arrested in the airport, but so anyways, I thought it was for a friend, but they were like, who's eating 100 pounds of rice? Anyways, so it's really great. It has a lot of flavor. The sofrito is there, really prominent. And
what's the sofrito? Like, I mean, I know a
sofrito
sofrito to be like
it can
Italian
be any.
thing,
Yeah,
right?
every country has its own kind of version, right? But the sofrito that we do is cilantro, culantro. We do ají peppers, okay? We do olive oil, and we use garlic. We blend all that together, and that's basically the basis of any Puerto Rican cooking. We put that on pancakes. So yeah, pretty much. And everybody has its own kind of ratios and different recipes. Different houses that use more cilantro or more culantro, less peppers. I like to go more in the pepper heavy because I think the pepper has a lot of flavor and depth, and it brings like a little bit more of instead of a greener, it's like a little bit more of a yellow kind of sofrito that I like a lot. So yeah.
And you said so that's like it's kind of like a building block, right? So you're going to build the rice on it, but you also when you guys were doing the whole hogs, you'd made that to like spread over the intern.
At a given point, we're gonna spread it so it doesn't burn. So we put it on top of the whole hog, and that's just gonna start dripping into the coals, and then you start getting, you think you're either like in Puerto Rico or Vietnam because essentially the lemongrass and the combination that I did with Don, you see, it's just fantastic. And then we pull it, and that kind of hides away a little bit, but the notes, they still there. And then we start hitting it with vinegar sauce and the other seasonings, and then you're gonna start getting all those flavors, all that umami and everything else in your mouth. It starts coating your tongue. So
yeah, if there's one thing I think you can take away from like cooking like a sofrito, it's take your time with it, right?
Cook
it slow,
simmer
get that color.
Simmer it. Let it simmer.
And you got that base block, then
you're
golden,
you
right?
gotta simmer it. You gotta make sure the sofrito's cooked, and then you gotta toast the rice. So we toast the rice, and then from there we start adding the other elements to it. Like you gotta build flavor. It's gotta scale up. You cannot just add everything at once and expect that you're gonna get flavor. Flavor has to it's layers of flavor. What you're looking for, definitely in cooking in general. But it's the same thing in barbecue. It doesn't change. So we add salt at a specific time. We'll add pepper at a specific time to make sure that we build on that flavor or that bark or whatever we're trying to do. So yeah.
Cool. So we've got the rice, we've got the sofrito.
We got a
Oh,
question.
sorry, go ahead, please.
What's special about Puerto Rican rice that made you want to bring it over here rather than get something? Because obviously London has amazing ethnic roasters with all sorts of rice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna repeat the questions just so we're gonna do a little video afterwards so people can hear it. So why bring Puerto Rican rice rather than using something else? What's so great about it?
Well, there's a lot of variables. First of all, they couldn't find the Puerto Rican rice, so I wanted to be as authentic as I could in my dish, like how I cook it at home. And there's a lot of variables. I don't know, which they couldn't find the specific type of rice. It's a smaller grain, like a medium grain, but it cooks really well, and I can trust it, and that's what I've been eating all my life. So, why change it at...
So it's a medium grain, but is it white rice? Or
It is white rice, yeah. It is white rice, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's something really similar here. We just couldn't find it. We didn't look hard enough, probably. But, I just went to my supermarket, got 100 pounds, and brought it in.
Perfect. And then the grandules is pigeon pea, right?
Pigeon peas, yeah. Gandules we were able to find here. So the pigeon peas is something that we eat. So this rice we eat a lot with barbecue in Puerto Rico. We also, it's really special because we eat it also in Christmas. So it's like a Christmas rice for us. So we eat it at Christmas. Like if you don't have arroz con gandules in Christmas, you're not Puerto Rican.
And
basically.
this is a side at Palmira, yeah?
Yeah, it is a side in Palmira. We do it, and it sells out pretty quick because all the Puerto Ricans come and get it, and then everybody else tries to get it, and it's like, oh, there's no more.
Perfect, man. All right, cool. So do we need to get this on the fire? Or?
Yeah, we're gonna heat it up a little bit, just to kind of get it in there. We're just gonna put it in here.
And that cast iron from Yeti,
Yeah.
I've got a nerdy story about that.
Yeah.
I bought one. They used to be owned by a company called Butterpat many years ago.
Okay.
And they're like old school cast iron, polished on the inside, very, very thin. They're super, super high quality. And like that'll last you forever, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's like using
yeah.
like what do you call it? Like a flat top grill. You see these guys with the
yeah.
Blackstones, you just need one of those.
I
man.
think
That's all you
like
need.
cast iron, like to be honest with you, is the best tool you can have in your house, other than a barbecue. Like you can cook anything on that, literally. Like rice, you can cook like steaks, you can sear stuff. I mean, to me, it's like you need to have a cast iron in your house. I don't know. Like it's just like, to me, it's like having a knife. You know, like
good for
it's-
fending off like
Oh, yeah.
attackers as well. They're pretty
No,
hefty.
yeah, no, you can just.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. And so what are we serving with that? We got some beef cheeks, right?
Yeah, we got some beef cheeks too. Some British beef cheeks. They're a little bit different. I like it. They have a different kind of flavor profile to them. But yeah, we're cooking them right now on the egg, right?
Yes, this is a monolith avant-garde. I think the technical term is, which is I've been told is like the Mercedes-Benz E-Class of barbecues. It's got all the mod cons. But yeah, we have them up in there.
Cool.
Shall we take a look?
Yeah, we can take a look and see what we got going on here. Ooh, it's hot.
We got some gloves here, chef.
Yeah. All right. See what's cooking.
We can get something under here.
And what's the name of this contraction we have here?
So I think this is like with the monolith, they have a ton of. Ooh, we're going hot and fast.
Oh yeah.
They got a little hot in there, but
Good.
the nice thing about the monolith barbecues, they have all the kind of mod cons. So we have like an internal sort of braising dish in here, which you can basically, when you're barbecuing, if you wanted to smoke something off, you can then throw it straight into the pot. It fits directly into the barbecue, and we're actually confitting now, right?
Yep. It's boil confit. Is what we're doing right now.
Did you use a specific fat there?
Yeah. So this right here is pork fat,
Okay.
and then yeah,
I'm guessing you get like a ton from the smokers. You get like a decent amount of.
Yeah, we don't
Is
do
that
that.
usable
We
or not
render
really?
the fat, but we don't get it from the smokers. That'll
Fair.
be, you have so many off flavors coming off that because we
Because-
cook so different type of proteins. We do pork ribs, we do beef ribs, beef cheeks, barbacoa. We cold smoke sausage, and like.
Definitely one of the benefits though of having a restaurant that goes through 14,000 pounds of beef cheeks a week.
Yeah,
As they
yeah.
all month, so you get like
it's
some pretty cool byproducts.
It's a
right?
challenge because there's a lot of trimming involved, and you definitely need a whole team, like 2 people that all they do all day is trim beef cheeks.
Tell me about the life of a pitmaster in South Carolina. Like, what's your day to day? What's like an average Wednesday for you?
Wednesday. So I wake up in the morning, talk to my CDC. He gets there a little bit earlier than I do. The whole team gets there like 5 in the morning. And I get there around 7 in the morning. And just go in and start checking on things. First thing I do is check on ribs. So I go and check with Patrick. He's one of the guys that starts the ribs. Check with my CDC, go in and start checking the ribs, make sure everything is in how it needs to go. Do email work, Like my role is specific now. I kind of have fired myself from positions to be able to run a restaurant,
Right.
So 4 years ago, it was just me doing everything, basically. Cooking, doing all the sides, doing all the proteins, building the smokers. I'm a welder as well, so I build all my smokers
And
as
now
well.
you make a phone call, fly to London, you've got a guy that builds you a smoking pit.
Yeah,
you
it's great.
come over, it's awesome, man.
Yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah, that's good, bro.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Yeah, but I love doing it too, and sometimes, like I always, if we cause any stress to the team, like let's say we're getting busier and busier and we need to do like a 12-hour cook, I'm always down to step in and do the cook myself and help my team. It's obviously not just me, it's the whole team. Like it's teamwork in the end of the day. So what makes you is if you got great people working for you and you treat them well, then you start seeing results, right? And trusting your team. Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's
Yep.
awesome. And Charleston's an interesting city, right? It's a historic city. There's right on the coastline. You have like a bunch of kind of like traditional like
Oh, yeah.
African American barbecue
Oh, yeah.
kind of techniques. The
Yeah, so
gullah
whole
and the geechee, like
whole hog comes from like geechee gala, essentially, and I was blessed to be able to be taught by Uncle Willis. He's from the geechee gala community. He's also the uncle of Marvin Ross, which is my farmer, where we get the pigs. And I did a lot of butcheries with them and harvest the whole hog, hang it, cook it, do the sausage with the family. So that's a really strong connection that I have with the restaurant. I did my first pop-up with Marvin together with him, and honoring that tradition as well, and understanding where it comes from was the foundation, and having their support and their blessing is real huge to me.
awesome.
Yeah. So
Yeah, it's like layers, man. Like we're talking about with the food.
yeah,
like it's all about your
you gotta be
influences and
real.
as well,
You
isn't
gotta
it?
be
So-
real.
Yeah,
It's a real thing. Like we have love for the craft, and we love essentially paying respect to what we do and having meaning in the story, and also having that true connection with the barbecue culture is huge.
I think that's what makes like good fusion food really tick, right? It's about context. It's about like knowing all the things that made something great in the first place, bringing your own spin to it, bringing who you are to something. That's perfect. When you're kind of like dumb and bludgeoning it in there,
Yeah.
that's not so fun. But like when you have something that's two beautiful barbecue cultures coming together like that,
Yeah.
that's when poetry happens. Like Palmira, like Koi Barbecue, like that's fucking awesome, man. Like
Yeah,
give it
yeah,
up.
yeah.
Come on, guys,
Yeah.
let's go.
Thank you.
All right, sweet. So, do we want to pull some of these beef cheeks?
Yeah, we can pull some.
And we
Yep.
need to get this up and going, right?
Yeah, we'll need a spoon.
We need a spoon.
Yeah.
Chef, let's find a spoon. That would be useful. How's it looking, Chef?
Yeah, it's looking good. It'll be tasty.
And so what did you season the beef cheeks with? And like, talk us through the process. We've
So-
confit them up a little.
Yeah, I did. So I went a different route with this one because I had a direct heat. So I usually do this with, mainly for the rice. You wanna put-
Oh, just for the rice,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Do you want me
put
to
it right
stir it? Yeah.
Yeah. Essentially, like, if I do this in the restaurant, it'll be direct heat, and it'll be a little bit different of the process. Here, I improvise a little bit. We had the direct heat pit going with the pigs, so I just put them in there. So it's gonna have a little bit different flavor, more direct heat flavor too as well. So yeah, and I just improvise in this technique, so it'll be a little bit different. It will be blended with the rice, so we're not looking specifically a lot of the flavor of the beef cheek, if not the whole thing combined together. That's what we're looking for. Maybe like arroz con pollo will be like something like that, arroz con beef cheek. So that will be what we're looking for specifically, yeah.
Kind of almost like seasoning the rice with the meat rather than it being like a big chunk of meat with some rice as a side, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Perfect,
Yeah.
man. You want to get it straight on?
Yeah, we're gonna put it right here. So we got a little beef cheek right there.
So what's the big difference then that you found with like British versus an American cattle?
The pigs, well, the cattle, it's just different. It depends. Everybody has different.
Oh, the pigs. You can tell us about the pigs as
Yeah,
well.
the pigs.
come
The
on.
pigs are really similar to what I'm used to. Really high quality. The pigs that I encounter here, and we cook them. They cook great. A lot of the fat render beautifully. It's basically the same. Really similar to a heritage pig, natural pig. Definitely not commodity, and that's what we cook up Palmira. We cook the best that we can source, and they did bring us, it looks like, some of the best pigs that you can source in the UK because they were phenomenal. So they were great. The cattle is great too. It's different. With cattle, it's different because it might be a different breed of cow, and I'm not familiar with specifically which breed this is. But normally we do use Black Angus in the States, and we source specifically Creekstone, which we have a really great relationship with them, and we do buy all their product completely that they produce in beef cheeks. So we buy them out every month.
Is that pretty
So-
much, are they grass-fed, grass-finished?
Yeah, it's
or-
a grass-fed. It's probably grain-finished too at the end because
Okay.
you need that fat,
So the
to
grain, I mean, if
develop.
you guys don't know, like the difference between like a grain diet for an animal and like grass is
Yeah.
you're going to put on a bit of hefty eating corn every day.
Yeah.
But if you're on other grains, but like the grass finish kind of tends to have like a little bit more of like a natural, like nutty taste, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How's it looking over there?
It's looking good. It's looking good. It's loosening up. So let me see right quick. Oh, yeah.
And so what other Palmira twists on kind of Carolina classics have we got? Have you got any shrimp and grits on the menu? I know that's a
No, that's a big
deal
thing.
over there, right?
I don't. I leave that to all the tourist trap restaurants.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough.
But
Any Benny seed wafers? I heard about them too.
oh yeah. Those are good. Yeah. But shrimp and grits, like if you get like grits that are actually from, Charleston, all the surrounding area, and you get shrimp that is from Charleston too, and the harbor, then that will be one of the best shrimp and grits you can get. Like that will be if you try to go to a place that does it right, and it will be a really good experience for sure. Yeah.
We need the translation. Prawns and polenta. I think
Yeah,
maybe would be the
there
British,
you go, there you go.
Yeah, not quite the same. Not quite the same. It's a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you went. So I didn't hear you. What you said you marinated it with on. Was it just salt,
So
pepper?
this
or was
one has sazon,
Okay.
which is a Puerto Rican spice.
Yeah.
It also has pepper. The pepper here is a little bit different too. We use different meshes and different things. So, oh yeah, that's nice. And then just gonna cut them out because what I'm gonna do now is that I wanted to get some texture, so that's why I did a high boil because it's gonna start frying a little bit of the outside. Like I said, it's a little bit different because we're gonna mix it with the rice. So I'm looking for a different texture.
Do you want me to pull the rest of them out, chef? So you can get them
Yeah,
chopped up?
you can
I've
put
got
them
that.
right. You can put them right here,
Yeah,
and then
perfect.
we can. Smells good. Beauties. Oh yeah.
There we go, chef.
Oh yeah.
Also useful for, oven to tableware. Is that the technical term? There we go.
Yeah, this one's nice right here.
I'm going to steal a bit of this whilst we're waiting,
Yeah,
if that's okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, man. Still really good. Super, super soft.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you got the
So the texture.
you got the kind of texture on the
Yeah, the
outside, but the
outside,
meat
yeah.
tastes great.
So the whole point, yeah. So you want I wanted to do a little texture, so because since the rice is soft already, like I wanted to have a little more crunchiness in there too, and letting the bark kind of all those like kind of caramelize a little bit. So you get a little bit of that too. I'm basically cooking this if I was cooking for myself.
Yeah, right.
Like
Well, that's how all the best food comes to the table, man. I think.
yeah.
Has anybody got any questions whilst we're getting some beef cheeks chopped up over here for Hector? Other than why bring the rice over? That was a very good question. Go on, sir, please.
Sorry, what temp are you cooking that beef at? So you're frying it, or you're confying it,
Yeah.
but what temp are you doing that in the...
So I go by feel mainly. I mean, you want to get to 195 to 210. Could be a good
Fahrenheit, right? Not
Fahrenheit. It
Celsius,
depends.
yeah.
It all depends on what you're trying to do and what's your ultimate end result. Because you can take there's no wrong way of doing something. You can experiment and try to do it however you want, and that's the best way to doing it. Just trying to do it over and over again and trying different little things and see what works best for the type of beef you have, the type of smoker you have, and learning your smoker is probably the most crucial thing about cooking. Understanding your machine, the vessel that you're cooking in. So once you understand that, then you can pretty much, produce some of the best barbecue. So I go in when I smoke it, I'm trying to build bark, so I'm gonna go really slow. So I'm trying to build out bark in layers, right? And then once it starts getting like a little like sandpaper a little bit, it's when you set the bark. And from there you can build layers on the bark, on any beef, like brisket or beef cheeks or ribs, pork ribs, beef ribs. No, once it's set, I usually will let it build and then go in the cook. Now, we do use different methods. Like this one, we did a high boil confit. So once the bark is set, I know it's not going to wash off in the boil. So I put it in it. There you go. Same thing with wrapping. If you're wrapping a brisket, you want to pretty much cook it until the color is good. All the top fat is rendered and it's caramelized. And then that's when you wrap around 180 instead of like at 160 like people normally do. So you want to make sure everything's really rendered, and then you're just trying to finish it and protect the brisket at the end. So same kind of method, just we're using fat to protect it because it's not going to burn in fat unless you do what I just did. That pretty much is going to create that crispy bark that we're looking for, But this is on purpose, so yeah.
Do you have a piece of advice for anyone? Like, did you start with like pop-ups and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so
or?
I started with $2,000 in a welder. Pretty much, I sourced all the tanks because I had like a little like Oklahoma Joe's, like a really small smoker, and pretty much learned on that. I fell in love with the process of the fire too, and I was doing whole hog already with the community. And then from there, I was like, okay, I need a bigger smoker if I'm gonna do a pop-up and feed like people, So we did the first pop-up. and we made like $7,000 the first pop-up. It was crazy. There was a line, and people were all about it. Especially in my city, that's pretty hard to do because everybody does barbecue. So, so yeah, for us it was really great. Starting from humble beginnings and build up the brand, and now we're here.
Brill, man, brill. And would you give a piece of advice to anyone like that's thinking about getting on that journey, or is like interested in like maybe making barbecue a career and taking it to the next level? Like, what would you say?
Believe in yourself, and don't listen to anybody else.
Hell yeah.
And you will achieve a lot.
Hell yeah, man.
Usually.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
There we go. All right, cool, man. So shall we get to serving a little bit of this up?
Yeah.
Do you think it's ready to go?
Yeah,
I've got
ready.
some containers for you.
We're gonna mix it up a little bit in that rice for a second,
Perfect.
and we're gonna get going.
Nice, man. Very nice. And I'm informed that you guys, it's a flying visit. You guys are leaving tomorrow morning. Is that right?
Oh yeah.
Oh damn.
Back to the
man.
grind.
Back to the grind. Straight in. This is not a holiday. This is, you know.
So right now my restaurant is like 2-hour wait time. This lines are wrapping around the building.
Is that because the
normally
Texas Monthly thing came out like 2 days ago?
Normally
right?
it's like that, and we sell out around like 5, 6. Now we're selling out like at 2 or 3.
Damn.
So yeah, it's a little bit of.
Gonna need some of those British beef cheeks over there, bro.
I'm gonna take him with me and then be like, there you go, guys.
there we go.
Flip that.
We'll trade you 100 pounds of rice
we'll
for 14,000 pounds of beef cheeks. That sounds like a good trade-off.
That's a really good trade. Oh yeah.
Sick. So you're just gonna mix that through.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Gonna mix it through a little bit here. So we want to definitely like. So this will be the barbacoa, the barbecue part, barbacoa element on it, and then this is like a really Puerto Rican thing to do, like mix meat with rice and mix it. We do it with shrimp. We do it with different cuts. When we have leftovers as well with beans, and we mix it all together, and you know, you got the best dish. Yeah. So if you go and buy barbecue and you have leftovers, right? Because usually people order a lot, then you can just do rice and mix it all together, or put it in different components. Pro tip, right?
Little bit like the way that somebody might do like a baked beans, maybe with some of the off bits, yeah.
Oh
off
yeah.
Cuts, sorry.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I mean. It's,
different baked beans to the ones we get in a tin.
Yeah. I mean, the food is great here. I've been to a lot of restaurants. I got to go to like 3 restaurants or so, and the food is phenomenal. Yeah, I'm really like the take on things, simplicity, and the food. The tomatoes are amazing. I don't know why they're so good here.
Well, we got to make a trade then, right? Because I feel like we get a bad rep in the States. So you guys can speak the gospel of Southern barbecue in London.
Yeah.
If you speak the gospel of tomatoes, baked beans, 2 fried slices.
Very good. I mean, I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, take it home,
delicious.
man.
All right, so
Listen, it sounds like there's a business opportunity for somebody doing fry-ups in South Carolina. If anybody wants to
bring
take
me
it.
tomatoes, I will give you beef
that's
cheeks.
it, man. You
All
got
right.
it. Okay, perfect. Amazing. Are we ready to go up and serve?
Yeah, we are.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
guys.
we
So
are.
if you could form a nice orderly queue. We've got beef cheeks con arroz, or arroz con beef cheeks from Hector Garate. And can we get a huge round of applause and a few whoops as well? There we go. And thank you all. I got to say thank you to all of our sponsors as well today. We've got Tom Bray Grills, we've got Monolith.
There you go.
We've got the Skewer Tabletop Perilla from Black Box out here. We've got amazing aprons. Go and have a chat to everyone in the Quayside Hall. Try some delicious food and enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much for coming. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
Oh, and if you're in London, come to Decatur, London. That's my business. We sell seafood. Yeah, that's good.